Hello, can you see me? I can see you. Hi, boys and girls. I have a question for you. When you hear the word tools, what do you think of? A hammer, a screwdriver, a saw? Well, did you know that scientists use tools every day? In this video, you're going to learn more about some of the tools that scientists commonly use. As you scientists learned in our last video, scientists use a lot of different skills, and one of those skills is observing. In order for a scientist to observe, they have to use different tools. And one of the tools that a scientist uses is a microscope. A microscope is slightly different than a handheld magnifying glass because a microscope is a tool that's used to look at objects that are so tiny that you can't see it with your eye. So it magnifies objects more than a hand's lens would do. As Ms. Peterson mentioned earlier, scientists use tools to help make observations. And the goal is that these observations are becoming more exact or precise. Another tool that a scientist will often use is a pan balance. And a pan balance helps scientists find the mass of an object. They measure mass using grams. So here's an example of a gram weight. You can see that the smallest one measures just 1 gram. And right now this almost feels like I'm holding one paper clip in my hand. A larger gram weight would be 1 kilogram. So almost like I'm holding 1,000 paper clips in my hand. You can kind of see the difference here. Another tool scientists use you guys are actually probably familiar with, and that's a ruler. Scientists use rulers to measure the length of an object. Now, think about it. Not all objects have straight edges. So what do scientists use to measure an object that doesn't have a straight edge? That would be a tape measure. So a tape measure would be used to measure around an object, such as this globe. Those of you that fish probably know what this tool is. Well, this is another tool that scientists use, and this is actually called a spring scale. Spring scales are used to measure the force of an object. You hook an object here on this hook, and then you pull down, and you can see the spring moving to measure the force. This can be measured in something called newtons, or something that we talked about earlier, measuring in grams. The last tool we're going to be learning about in this video that a scientist uses is a thermometer. A thermometer simply just measures the temperature of an item, and it can do it in 2 different units, either Fahrenheit or Celsius. Now, those are the only tools that we're showing you in this video. Scientists may use other tools other than that, such as safety goggles, but those are the only ones we're going to go over in this video. Now, after you watch this video, we're going to have you go into your science notebooks, and I want you to illustrate some of the tools that you learned about in this video. For example, you can do a pan balance, a spring scale, a tape measure, a thermometer, and those tools can be found on pages 30 to 33 in your textbook. Bye, guys.